Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and I'm going to start off with just kind of, well actually what I should start off with is a bit of an announcement. I am going starting tomorrow on a bit of a vacation, a 2-week vacation, so that is going to put these streams on hold for a couple of weeks. So next week and the week after there will not be a stream, and then we will resume these streams a week after that one, so 3 weeks from today, when I'll be back from my vacation at that point. And if you're following along with the career mode tutorials, there is one coming out this Monday, but then that is also going to take a 2-week break, and then we'll resume them again 3 weeks after Monday, whatever date that turns out to be. So let's get started with this, sort of explain what's going on. I've been doing a few things in the interim between last week and this week. One of those things being I put in more of those infrared satellites. So here's their orbit. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A little bit of sloppiness went in for some of these orbital insertions, so it doesn't look super great. Not that that in any way affects this, but with 9 of these going, they will be collecting the science much more quickly than they were before, and hopefully that will mean we will be collecting science at a greater rate. However, that is not the vehicle I'm on right now. The vehicle I'm on right now is right here, the RoveMate 2B. The RoveMate 2B is an identical one to the RoveMate 2, which 2 streams ago, I guess it was 2 streams ago, landed on the moon and got it collecting mostly gravity science, but also doing some of these scanning arm stuff and that kind of thing. And I thought, you know what? Why don't I put another one out there? And I was going to do this completely outside of doing the live streams, just do it on their own, plunk it somewhere else on the moon in some other biome, have it collecting science for me as well, until it had an engine failure. This engine decided it wasn't going to ignite. And so now it is in, if I take away everything else but it, there we go. It is in this elliptical orbit. It was on its way out to the moon, but now it's not going to get there. So these are engine failures that Kerbalism every once in a while decides it's going to throw your way no matter what kind of preparation that you do. I guess I could have put a backup engine on it, which I do for crewed vessels, but not for uncrewed vessels. However, you get 2 different kinds of failures. This one is yellow. You can also get it red. If it is red, it's done. It's not fixable. We're over. But if it is yellow, what that means is that it can be repaired by a Kerbal. So we could send a Kerbal out here. And if you look at its orbit, and here's the orbit of, let's get these out here. Which one? This one's the WKMSS, my low Kerbal orbit space station. And I do have Jeb and Bob. Sorry, not Jeb and Bob. Jeb and Bill are just sort of there. They went and did something, and then I stuck them at the station. And I thought, you know what? Why don't I start this all off by sending them out to this? We'll repair that engine. We'll get both of them out towards the moon. And then make this episode about finally developing that moon station that is attached to that asteroid. So the first step in all this, why don't I go to the first step, is actually to get to where Jeb and Bill are. So the idea is we'll get them going towards the moon, we'll get the rover going to the moon. I probably won't land the rover because I've done that before relatively recently and I don't want to bore anybody with that. Hello Bob, welcome. Hello Hyper Quick. But I do want to send some actual habitation and power generation type of modules out to my station around the moon. And Jeb and Bill here are going to supervise all of that. Now, the one thing I do want to make sure of is that they are all stocked up before I just arbitrarily fire them off. So I'm going to get out, here it is, TAC Fuel Balancer, which is your very nice little resource management mode when things start getting very complicated. And I just want to go through, make sure they're stocked up for food. They would be vessel number 5. So I see a lot of 100% there. That's good. Hydrogen, there is no hydrogen on their vessel. Intake air doesn't matter. Liquid fuel, definitely want to make sure they're fueled up that way. Again, they're vessel 5, that's all hundreds. I think I did this before the stream. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Nitrogen, oxygen, or oxidizer. They don't have any oxidizer. Oxygen, if I can push it, oxygen. Again, they're vessel 5. Yep, that's all hundreds. Monopropellant, all hundreds. Waste should be, oh, they can't carry waste. Oh, they can carry waste atmosphere, but it's at 0. That would be just carbon dioxide. Waste water, we all know what that is. That's at 0s. And then water, the water we want. It's all in hundreds. Okay, so we can undock. Are they where I hope they are? In here? Jeb and Bill, yes, they are in there. Okay, so let's undock. And we're going to go fire off. We're going to repair that engine. Okay. Back away a little bit. This is, for those people that haven't seen many of my streams, the Nerve 1. I always name my crude crafts after the engine, and there's one Nerve engine on here. And it has been an incredible versatile. Gonna turn on the reaction wheels. It has been a very versatile vessel for me. We've done all kinds of stuff with this. You can see now it's fully fueled, about 2,300 meters per second of delta V. That's enough to get it anywhere within the Kerbin, Moon, Min-Mist type system, or orbit the sun for a little bit and come back. And it has done all of those things. But anyways, let's set ourselves a target. Let's just simply do that. Oops. That one. There we go. Set it as a target. And let's see here. Probably my first bet would be just to raise my periapsis to match this orbit. So I should go over here to the other side. Oh, I gotta lower it. Sorry, I'm the blue orbit. They're the yellow orbit. I gotta still go over to the other side. Add a maneuver here. We're just gonna bring this down. So the two periapsi are together. And then this is where we're going to shoot for our rendezvous. This shouldn't take too long. And then we'll get into the proper part of this. See, I need to be a little later. I want the two periapsi right on top of each other for this situation. A little less. I think that's pretty good. Oh, you can tell they're 76.3 and a little lower. $76, pretty much right on the button. That's pretty good. Okay. Maybe move it 1 second this way. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with the playing. That's enough of that. Okay, and that is about a half an orbit where our maneuver is from where we are now. So we're going to perform ourselves a bit of a avoidance maneuver here by pointing this vessel prograde. Somebody was talking about wonky satellites. I adjusted the orbit of that first satellite before I sent up those further 8. So they all are in 80-minute orbits. The wonkiness, people are talking about the wonkiness. Let's talk about the wonkiness. I'll own the wonkiness. It was completely my mistake. But the wonkiness is really just one satellite. Well, first of all, I didn't carry the 1 on a phase angle calculation. This guy should be halfway between these two. Yeah, that was a mistake of 10. Doing simple subtraction that caused that. So that was part of it, but there's one orbit that's not quite where the rest of them are, and that's because I went and put it in its orbit after it already passed its apoapsis, which was dumb. That was the first one I dropped. I should have waited it to come around and then inserted it. But they are all in the right orbits. Okay, what am I doing here? I'm doing an avoidance maneuver. That's what I'm doing. A little bit of pushing here. Oh my gosh, this thing is so... Feels like I'm barely moving. That should be enough. That's very weak RCS, that's for sure. Okay, let's get to that maneuver. Activate the engine. Okay, and get to the maneuver. You know what? We'll even take control away from Jeb. Get ready to just do this way. Okay, and yeah, we can. Oh, I don't even need to do that because we got this. Jeb is not in charge. Scripts are in charge. There we go. Closer. You can see the station over there well behind us, so we don't have to worry about potentially crashing into it. And that beautiful plume coming from the waterfall mod. And this should be around 76.0, I think, is what I set it at. Oh, I should also check. Oh, it can definitely be lower than that. I should also check my engine. Yeah, that's not very good. Well done there. So noticing a bit of an inclination difference too. Why is there? Oh, I know why there's a bit of an inclination difference. Okay. One thing at a time. I know why. Okay, we'll deal with that out there. First of all, what happens if I just use some RCS here, just to do it that way? Got too many thoughts in my brain right now. I'm just bringing this down a little bit. Burn calculator cut a little early. Don't know why. Then we'll do that. The engine. I should check to see if it needs any servicing. 24 ignitions. It must have been serviced relatively recently. If it needed servicing, Bill would have been all over that. Okay, let's set up our... rendezvous. The reason why I did put this moon rover in a bit of an inclined orbit because I was planning on putting this into a polar orbit about the moon. So I launched into a bit of an inclined orbit, which now I can see is going to be potentially a little bit problematic. We'll see. Maybe I should be doing a little bit of a plane change around here-ish. Hence why these two are just a little off from each other. There we go, that's better. So we're going to end up doing that burn, and then we're going to end up doing some sort of phasing burn here. We'll see how this goes. Try and get ourselves an encounter. So the idea here is to create a maneuver such that when we come around back to here again, we'll be just meeting up with this fella. Or maybe we'll go around a couple times. No, we should go around more than a couple times. Okay, so... need to pop ahead a little bit. There we go. And now, as you can see, that orange close approach indicator, can I get it to go all the way around and come back? I don't think I can. Nope. So we got to come back. Coming back. Oh my god, and I got about a gazillion icons all on top of each other here. There's the closest approach, 2.1 kilometers. Oops. See how quickly, how low can I get that? I saw 0.3 kilometers, that'll be good enough. High encounter speed though, 353.3 353.6 meter per second encounter speed because of the differences in the orbit, but that's going to be what that's going to be. Okay, let's get to that maneuver. Why did I close the KOS window? That was silly. Here, let's open this up too. Run our script once again. I am not going to be doing that math right now while I'm doing this here. I'll look at it later there. Was it Pedroig? I'll definitely look at that math later. To say I've done an arithmetic mistake is not minor. Oh, no, but I wasn't trying to divide it into 9. I was only trying to divide it into 8. So I was shooting for 45 degrees. That was exactly what I was shooting for. And that part of it worked. Of course, I probably wasn't explaining myself particularly well either. Oh, look, this is the plane change part of this, of course. Doing a little bit of a plane change. I forgot that I put in those 2 maneuvers. And there's a second one coming. Okay. Now, how close is this still? 0.4 kilometers. That's still fine. Okay, and then we got one more maneuver coming up. Ooh, I'm not sure if my microphone is picking that up, but there be thunder outside that I just heard. I was looking at the radar just before starting this stream, and there are thunderstorms in the vicinity, but I don't think they're coming to me. Thank you, Jason. I hope you are doing well as well. All right. Those satellites, Jason, are not looking for asteroids. I know that's really confusing because that telescope is specifically in stock for looking for asteroids, but Kerbalism layers on its own science on many of the stock parts, and they are doing infrared telescopy things that have nothing to do with asteroids. So I'm at this moment not particularly interested in finding asteroids. Okay, so we're doing this one. So this again is setting up this little phasing orbit that has a period such that when I get back down to here, we will be meeting up with our busted up rover, and then we'll be sending both the rover and these fellas out towards the moon, as the rest of the work is all going to be around the moon. Okay, burn is just about complete, and then we'll see what our encounter situation is like. Oh, I should be looking at this. Okay, I got a 4-kilometer separation. Yep. Let's see if we can fix that up with a little RCS. Burn stopped a little early. That's what RCS is for. Oh, I saw 336, 335, 335 meter separation here, and that's coming up in 42 minutes. Okay, cool. That's cool. Now, I'm going to try this. I never do this way. And I hate to be sounding like I'm plugging my own tutorials. But a tutorial that I just... is it the one? Yes. No, it's not. It's the tutorial that's coming out on Monday. I haven't released it yet. Was talking about high velocity encounters. Now, I'm used to just coming in here and kind of eyeballing it. But I'm going to try it the way I do it in the tutorial and see if it works well here, is to put a maneuver right there at our encounter. And then here what we're going to do is push this out to match our target's orbit. We're pretty close to it. I can see here it's not quite in the right spot. Probably moving it ahead is going to fix that up. Moving it here. Oh, yeah, ahead. So that is using a maneuver to deal with most of our... Oh, but that's going to push it way back that way. Okay. That's after another orbit, isn't it? 2 hours. This is in 40 minutes. Yeah, okay. Gotta come back. I'll explain, I'll explain, I'll explain, I'll explain. There we go. And now I'm using this maneuver to deal with the rendezvous, the orbital matching business of it. I think I actually need a little bit of radial. Is that making it better? I think I need to up this. No. No, that's making it worse. Oh, I can see there's a... No, the planes are... Oh, no, the planes are terrible. That's what the issue is. Let's get back to here. Put that 0 back. Put a 0 back in for that. It's the plane difference I'm not dealing with. Because this is the target orbit in yellow, and we are in a different plane. I'm probably better off... Well, it should be okay. Oh. Except now I'm not doing anything. Okay, I see one. You know, I'm doing this, and I'm debating whether I'm making any sense. Except now I'm just, yeah, okay, I'm going to stop doing this because I'm not making any sense. What I am going to do, this is going to make more sense, is fix my... Nah, I'm just going to do it with my eyeballs. The heck with all this. Eyeballs it is. Where am I at? Where am I at? I am wanting alarm clocks where I'm at. That one. For the closest approach, give me like 5 minutes warning. Let's go. So the idea here we can watch it from here. I really wasn't making sense with what I was doing. I should not. So this is going to go around once. And it's going to meet up. Not that anymore. With our rover. But our encounter speed is going to be pretty high. But I think I'm just going to deal. Get ourselves closer still. Get us within a couple minutes of it. Of course, now that I'm time warping, it's completely messing all this up. I hate that. When you stop time warping, the maneuver, the thing comes back. Go this way. Oh, there it is. Okay. Lock this onto retrograde. So we got to knock off like 345 meters per second or thereabouts. So it's a lot of velocity here to knock off. And I was trying to do that with a node, and I think I was just creating more problems than it's worth. So I'm just going to throttle up here. And I want to, throttle down a bit. push it this way. Nope, not that way. I'm playing around. I'm watching this intercept distance. I'm playing around with which way to... That way pushes it, makes it smaller. Nope, not for long though. So as long as I can keep this time to intercept from going down dramatically, I won't collide with it. The only thing I'm trying to do is reduce my velocity. Oh, this is working. Reduce my velocity while at the same time reducing my closest approach distance. But I need to keep a close eye on this. And I get people, they tell me they do this and then they end up so far away from their target. And... oh, gotta do a little bit of this. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. But as long as you keep a look at these numbers, it should be okay. Oh, that's enough of that. Come back. Maybe this way a bit. Yep. Yeah, I'm knocking off a lot of my relative velocity while I'm doing. I'm just going to keep that right on there, I think. Yeah, that's doing it. Still less than 2 minutes away from the target, so I'm keeping my time. Well, now it's starting to increase. But my relative velocity has come down a lot. A lot more manageable. So as long as you watch these numbers, you shouldn't need a maneuver node. I enjoy doing this better anyway. Okay. We're about 3 minutes away. Target velocity is now only 50 meters per second, so we can get ourselves a lot closer. How do you make it so stations don't lag? There is no real easy answer to that particular question. I am starting to get lag issues with the station that we just left from. Maybe you noticed them, maybe you didn't. But once your part count starts getting up particularly high, yeah, this is not, you know, other than starting to get better computer, but I hate to keep saying that because I don't have the greatest of machines myself. But, KSP is not kind to high part counts. And very low thrust. No rush here. Probably let myself get a lot closer. Let's get ourselves closer. I do have to watch ignitions. We'll get Bill to go out and do some servicing once we're sort of done with this. Oh, sun's gone down. Yeah, but lag, like if you do something like I'm seeing chat about building like an ISS replica and stuff like that, you start doing that kind of stuff with all of those parts, and yeah, the lag can be pretty bad. Because KSP calculates the physics calculations on every part on the vessel, and if you look at this guy, like, you know, Kerbalism doesn't help with me having to put on oxygen and food and water containers. So there's a lot of little parts all parked in there, and it's doing the calculations on all of that. Whoa, I'm only 25 seconds from the station. I gotta pay attention here. And that uses up CPU time. But now I got to concentrate on slowing this down. I can see our rover. I can see our rover. Do one final little push with the nerve here, and then we'll go to RCS for the rest of this. And then Bill's got to get out there. Bill's got some work to do. Oh. Hey there, Javier, Michael. Richard, is that right? I'm hoping that's right. Welcome. I do my best to read the chat, but if I miss you, do not take it personally, please. You know what? Let's... Okay, we can spin her around now. Oh, should be getting the sun up soon on the other side. There's our busted rover. Silly rover. Just bring us to a relative stop here. See, like Jeb and Bill, they were just kind of hanging out. They weren't really doing anything. I'm glad they were in the station, because the only reason they're really there is because I was too lazy to bring them down to the surface. All right, Bill, let's get you out there. I'm always going to check on his... No, look at, see the monopropellant? There is some sort of a bug. So he has no monopropellant in his... This is some sort of... I think it's connected just to Kerbalism. But what I have learned is if... Let me get this right. If I look at the inventory here, and if I simply take Bill's pack... See how there's no monopropellant in it? And but if I take his pack, I put it in here temporarily. Oh, that doesn't work. It's too big. Okay, do I have to do it with Jebediah? Do like that, like that, like that. Nope, he still has 0. Oh no, maybe I use this thing. Use this container. There's something about if you put it in a container and then bring it back. It's still no. Okay, let's board him for a second. We gotta fix Bill's. It's something to do with if you put them in containers and simply bring them out again. Let's EVA him one more time. No, he's still 0. Oh shoot, don't let this... Kerbalism has a thing where it uses the monopropellant in the ship, and I do have monopropellant. Oh, that better. I do have monopropellant in the ship, right? I do. They have plenty of monopropellant. Swapping with their parachutes. Okay, thank you. I'll try that. So if we open up Jeb's inventory. Somebody just said in the chat, I get the same bug and I fix it by swapping with their parachutes. There is some sort of inventory swappiness that goes on. So what if I do that, 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 that. Ha! That worked. Give Jeb back his parachute. So now they're 5 for 5. Even though the bar's not up there, the number 5 is there. So I don't... It's weird. Okay. But either way, he's moving. Okay, let's get over there. It has something to do with Kerbalism using the monoprop, and it has something to do... I think it's just those specific containers, or capsules, because they don't have monopropellant built into them, that somehow that messes Kerbalism up. I love the way that Kerbalism actually uses the monoprop of the vessel, so you do not have an infinite supply of propellant for your EVA packs. I do like that, but there is some sort of weird thing happening with that. Okay, let's see. We should be able to just repair this engine. We are back in business. Inspect the engine. Yeah, okay. So he has fixed that engine. Didn't even look to see what the problem was, just went ahead and fixed it. And we're also going to service our nuclear engine while he's out here. And there is radiation that comes off of this, so what you do is you just come in real quick. Do it. Inspect the engine, service engine, and the engine should be good now. Yep. Okay. And now Bill's going to come back inside. Whoa. Where's the hatch? There's the hatch. Oh, Bill's just gone crazy here. There we go. How did you get the Tron helmets? They are part of stock. One of the DLCs. I can't remember which DLC is responsible for the Tron-like helmets, but one of the DLCs do give you those helmets. The Breaking Ground one, maybe? I think so. So that is a DLC that comes from Squad. Okay, let's get these folks towards the moon. Now, we have missed... Set this as a target. We have missed our opportunity, so like if I just do this and extend this out, I am 100% for sure that that is going to miss the moon. So what we're going to do to try and expedite this relatively quickly is I'm going to move this. No, we're going to put that back. I'm lying. We're going to put another maneuver here. We're going to move this maneuver nearby. So it's just before it. So we should now have maneuver number 1 and maneuver number 2. And then with maneuver number 1, we're going to change the period of our blue orbit. We're just going to increase it. See, and that's going to have that effect on the other maneuver. But now that if I switch over to maneuver number 2, I can bring that back down. I should be paying attention whether I'm getting these encounters closer or further apart when I do that. But what I should be able to do is create a period such that we do end up hitting the moon. I hope I'm making sense. What is this distance? 3,500 kilometers. Okay, let's go back to maneuver 1. Just increase that. We could also pop ahead orbits too. And now if I go back to maneuver 2, bring that down. Did that make it better or worse? I don't think I'm doing much is what I'm doing. Now I'm looking at it. Okay, let's get rid of maneuver number 1. New plan. Okay. What happens if we just pop ahead orbits? Pop ahead in orbit. Pop ahead until we get close to a moon encounter here. Pop ahead in orbit. Pop ahead in orbit. Okay. Really does look like that's the one. Try this trick with the phasing again. I think I should be able to get this to work. Maneuver 1. Maneuver 2. Might be making this more complicated than it's worth. 29, 24. Okay, maneuver 1. Oh, I know what's happening. Oh my gosh. Okay, I get it. Okay, delete all these. I know what I'm doing wrong. I know what I'm doing wrong. Okay. Do this one first. Increase this a little bit. Put your second maneuver here on the other trajectory. I can do this. So it's now on the new orbit. Now if I go to maneuver 2, no. Go to maneuver 1. I should be seeing 2 trajectories. That's what's confusing me. Maneuver 2. What if I push this one ahead in orbit? I see a second Apo. Maneuver 1. Maneuver 2. Here's our closest approach. The target is there. So we're missing, yeah. Oh, I don't know how long I'll keep. There's something wacky happening and I don't quite understand what it is. Oh, now I'm seeing both orbits. Okay, that's working. Okay. So if I push this ahead another orbit, I don't want to go ahead that many orbits. Oh, wait. No, that was a mistake. Oh, my gosh. If I go to maneuver... No, that's right. I'm not sure how, if I'm making this better or worse or what. I know what I keep pushing down the wrong buttons. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to do this for the rover. Rover I'll figure out some other time. Not sure if I saved myself much in the way of doing much anything, but it's what it is. Okay, so going to maneuver 2. I think I might have made this just way more complicated than it needed to be, but I don't care. Oh, I'm not even oh my gosh, and I forgot. I gotta still, oh, this is getting, I also have to rendezvous. No, it's this. There's our target, the arm. You know what? We'll deal when we get to the moon's SOI. We have tons and tons and tons of Delta V in this thing. I'm just going to go for this. This is what we're going to go. We're going to leave Mr. Rover here by himself. He's not my problem. So we're going to perform. Let's get back to here, and then we'll... Yep. Here's us. Here's our burn. Burns prograde. Let's burn just want to get away from this rover a little bit. And then I'll read the chat and everybody will tell me everything that I was doing wrong here. Okay, just going to do that. Let's get to this maneuver. Perform the burn. I don't want to leave them in that orbit because they would be crossing all kinds of radiation belts too, and I don't think that's a cool idea. Oh, I don't know why I'm locking to retrograde when I should be performing a burn. So sort of explain what I'm doing here is we are currently in this orbit, which is, I'm pretty sure, crossing all kinds of radiation belts. You can do that to see, yeah, see we're crossing radiation belts. I'm pushing myself into this orange orbit, which is still crossing radiation belts, but a little bit better. But that's adjusting my period in such a way so that I should be able to make a subsequent burn and smack out to the moon. That's the whole idea, and it's complicated further by the fact that what I have to dock with is in a polar orbit about the moon. So Radiation's okay. Kerbals are good with radiation. The vessel is heavily shielded, so there is that. Alright. So, that was all very, very messy. It was messy because I should be seeing, like now I can see my two trajectories, and for some reason I wasn't seeing both trajectories with both maneuvers, and that's what was confusing me for the longest time. But it seems to be okay now. Okay, so the burn is complete. Let's delete that. Okay, and then let's get to this maneuver again. We're gonna have to do a little bit of finagling here. We should be able to get that encounter back. Seemed like it undercooked it. I think it did. Let's go here. Okay, where's my maneuver? First of all, this maneuver should be pretty much right on periapsis. Okay, I did see an encounter with the moon. It should be doable here. Ah, there we go. Sorta. Okay. Kind of coming in and out. There. That's more or less what I had. Come back to here. We'll do some sort of a correction too. Clearly my plan is not going to be to crash into the moon. But I do have to come into a polar orbit, so that's why I'm doing that. We'll do a correction after this burn somewhere out here that will do the getting it out that way. That should be good. Now that burn's not coming up for another couple of days. So what I'm going to do, because we're going to do a few orbits, is I'm going to get alarm clock. I'm going to set one alarm for this burn coming up, give me like 3 minutes warning. And then I want to where's my little rover? Let's get to the rover real quick. Go to that. A crude lunar impactor is a bad idea. Yeah. We'll remember to steer their course away from the moon a little bit. Okay, so then there's this guy, which is now fixed. It should now have a serviceable engine. Or maybe should have checked. Yeah, it's there. I want to set an alarm. Let's just set this alarm for a general alarm like 6 days in the future to say, don't forget about me. I still got to direct this one to the moon, but you know what? It's in an orbit now. It's a stable orbit. That should be fine. So what I want to do next is I want to go to the Space Center, get started on designing that station. Everything, I think we're good. We're good. So we're going to go to a station. And there's sort of the beginning structure of a station there, so we're going to need to add to it. And I'm going to actually start by going into research and development, because I now have 620, 19.3 meters per second. There was some generous rounding there. But it's enough for me to get, and this is what I really want to get, though I'm not going to get it, but I'm going to show it to people. Oh no, it's here. This one, automation, right? No, I'm lying. Short-term habitation, that's the one, because it has a greenhouse. It has additional experiments I can stick onto the crewed compartments, do even more science. And it has this hab ring thing, which I really, really want. Artificial gravity, spinny parts, animation, sucker. I can afford it. It's $550 and I have 619, but when I started adding up the electricity costs of the experiments I want to do on the station, I don't have anywhere near the electrical generation required in order to do it. So what I'm going to do instead is go to high-powered electrics. Gives me a whole plethora of various batteries, but solar panels, including the Gigantor solar panel. I want that, but it makes more sense to get this. And the other thing I'm going to get is over, it's Advanced Landing. This one, I've been skipping this one. It's back here, but I'm lying. I should have bigger reaction wheel. This one. With the bigger reaction wheel, sorry, specialized control. That's what I want. Oh, and it's got the HAL. Oh, I like the HAL. Okay, so I'm going to grab this one for... There's useful stuff here. Why didn't I grab that a long time ago? Okay, that's got useful stuff. And then we'll have to generate more science to get that HAB module and the greenhouse. But right now, I'm actually going to go in Space Plane Hangar, because this is where I design my stations. I like to design my stations in the Space Plane Hangar because you have that nice lateral movement that you can do with the camera that you don't get in the vehicle assembly building. And what I've got so far out there around the moon is right here. I'm calling it the OHC station because it is connected to an asteroid. And the asteroid was OHC and then a number. So I'm going to call it the OHC station. And this is what is hooked to the asteroid. There's a big asteroid. Imagine an asteroid on the top of this. Actually, there's other junk stuck to the asteroid. The vessel that got the asteroid around the moon is still attached to it. So what I want to do is make this more habitable. You can see there's, other than this spaceship that's on its way right now, there's no habitation on this. It's just a fuel can, a docking hub, this truss structure, and that is it. So the first thing I want to do is actually build a power module for it. So got this lovely docking hub, at least that's something. And what we're going to do is we're going to under coupling. I'm going to get another one of these Clampetron Seniors, and we're going to build a docking hub onto this. And then I like building it here, if I can get this to spin the way I want. That looks like right. I like to build this here so that I can then just take it off, bring it in the VAB, put a booster on it, and go. But here I can get a good idea what it looks like. I also want to... This whole business here has no reaction wheels. That's a dumb structure on my part. I should have put some reaction wheels in here somewhere. That's probably part of the reason why I have trouble controlling it. The only reaction wheels are on the actual vessel that brought the asteroid there. But I want to give this thing its own reaction wheels and its own command as well. So what I'm gonna do is, that's why I went to, is I should have some larger reaction wheels. Medium reaction wheels, are those big enough? Nope. I think I got advanced, the large, this is the one. There we go. So I'm gonna put a big set of reaction wheels, and we'll put some on the other side as well. And then we're gonna put a structural bit, and I think it's this one I want. I was doing some playing with this already. If you saw the thumbnail, that's what I played with, though that's just a sketch idea. Might end up modifying it a little bit. There we go. That looks good. And now I'm gonna put on that one because that's what all the rest of them are like. Now, this thing, to survive a Kerbal eclipse, I always forget this, but a Kerbal eclipse out by the moon happens every 6 days. It's 40 minutes of dark. And if I want to run all the experiments that I would like to run, I wrote this down, it needs about 53,000, that's 1,000 units of electric charge. So I'm going to put a huge pile of batteries on this thing. So what we got, I mean, I do have, this is only 1,000, but I do have this guy here. This is, I think this is coming from Restock, I would have to guess. Maybe not. Maybe it's Future Electric, I don't know. Some mod. But one of those is 2,800 units of electric charge right there. And I want to get this up to 53,000 units of electric charge. So we're going to go dump, dump. Let's go 3 deep for now. And then I'm going to take the good old cubic octagonal strut, because you can use this to attach things pretty... Oh, come off radial. Put it on symmetry mode like that. Oh, that's radial mode, not mirror mode. I'm gonna, that way you can put all kinds of other stuff on, and I'm gonna put on like so. Okay, how many batteries is, how many, that is now 62,000 units of electric charge on the whole vehicle. I want to make sure, let's take this off temporarily. 59,700. Okay, that's good. I want to make sure that it wasn't just stuff that was on this. Okay, and then what I want to do, this came out okay. We're going to put that on local. Take off the snap. We're going to just tuck this so you don't end up ever seeing that those cubic octagonal struts are ever there. Beautiful. And then we're going to roll that in a little bit so it looks like a nice kind of bundle. And then we're also going to, because there is a sort of a texture-y thing on this, roll it so that the battery, there's sort of these display panels, that all those display panels are looking outwards. There we go. So there's a huge batch of batteries, and now we're going to finish this off. We're going to put, I guess another one of these probably would be the best plan on the end. Oh. Single symmetry. Is that the same size as what I have? No, I guess I want the smaller one. Okay, throw this away. This one. Gotta get it right in the middle one. There we go. Just a little bit of translating here. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is also grab one of these struts again. There. Now I'm noticing it's peeking out just a little bit, so shoot. That's gonna move at an angle. Give me that one. Nope. This one maybe? Okay. I just don't want to end up, sorry. I think I want this one on the top. And then I want to put this on absolute. There's what I'm looking for. But I'm just noticing a little bit of that battery peeking out. So we're just going to slide that down just a little. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's a big batch of batteries. All right. And now we're going to get some solar panels onto here. With that. And that. And some Gigantors. I know I unlocked you. And see. And with the Gigantors, here, I got a little tool to help me out here. That will generate 52.5 electric charge per second, and I worked out that I needed a little bit of pre-calculation, 24 electric charge per second, so that's going to do me just duckily. So this is like a power... Oh, and the other thing I want to put on here, there's no probe body on this. So the only probe body, other than the one that's in this ship, which comes and goes, is again the vessel that brought the asteroid out there, which is called the ARM-1. And I would like to rename this a station and have it stay that way. So it seems to me a sensible thing to do might be to stick a probe body into here. Like this Octo. I thought it was bigger than that. Okay, I know what we'll do. We'll just put in, go to payload, put in the 2.1 of you. Open that up. And then inside there, we'll sneak an octo, which seems a little overkill, but I didn't want just I want to have access to this. There we go. Okay. That'll give me a control point for this thing too. The other thing this thing needs, is because it'll be hopefully at some point generating lots of science that I would love to transmit back, is the fastest antenna that I have. And the fastest antenna that I have under communication is, unfortunately, these are all relays, right? Relay, relay, relay. Yeah, the fastest direct antenna I have is this one. So the question becomes where to stick it. Where to stick it. And I only need one, because putting more on does not improve your speed. It's so sad looking. Could put it out maybe on top of the batteries, or maybe on this maybe just on the truss structure, just like that. I feel like I should put one on the other side, but that would serve no purpose. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good for a... Okay. And there's a little tug here that is out at the station. I don't know if we can see that. It's tucked in here. So we'll use the little tug to kind of shove this thing around. Now the tug has a 2.5 meter docking port, so I probably should just very simply, maybe you. I'd rather not spoil this with a 2.5 meter docking port, but it looks like I'm going to. Maybe when Bill's out there, he can take all this nonsense apart. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. And that's just an attachment point for the little tug. Okay, we need some sort of lighting on this, don't we? I think so. Some form of lighting. So we'll put some red lights right here. Because I already got red lights up there. See that? So we'll put some red lights there. Color them gray. Make them red. Make them blink. Blink on. Put some ladder bits on here, because Bill's probably at some point going to have to come out here and do work. Just to give him something to hang on to. There we go. Some handholds. And I think I'm going to grab some of these fellas. Maybe here. Sure. Light those on. I love these little spotlights. I think they're great. And pitch them down a little bit, so they just sort of light things up a little bit. That'll do it. And turn them off now. That's enough when it comes to lights. Okay, so the next plan is to take this. So we're going to save this. We're going to make this the root part. So I can take all of that, chuck it away. Then we're going to switch over to the vehicle assembly building, where we're going to, with luck, get this thing into orbit. So I'm going to extend, retract that. Retract this fella. And this is now the OHC station power hub. Okay, so I think I got something that's going to work. So what I want to do now is connect some sort of transport vehicle below this. So we'll get another senior docking port. So hard sometimes with these senior ones to know which way is up. But I'll put another senior docking port. I really don't think this is going to take... Let's just get an idea of how much fuel I need to put on this thing, because I don't think it's going to need to be much. What if I did something like that, and... I'll start with the Terrier. I always start with the Terrier. No, that's not right. Where's my engineer dude? There we go. I don't know, 11 something, 1150, 1200 to get into Moon and Rendezvous and all that stuff. So we need a lot more than this. We need a lot more than that. What am I even thinking about? So let's get to this tank. Probably be switching away. That's 1200. Getting low on the TWR front. I have some sort of a transition type of tank in here, sure, somewhere. How about like you? No, that's too small. That one might be the one. Oh. Throw the Terrier away. It was getting a little wimpy. Let's arrange these by mass. We have the Valiant. The Valiant engine. That's going to be too wimpy. Well, you know what? It's not terrible. A little bit too much fuel, to be honest. I'm thinking, yeah, a little bit too much fuel. I got the Cheetah. That might work well. Oh, this might work. This might be good. This might be perfect. You know, once I stick some more stuff, because I'm thinking about 1200 to the Moon, about 1000 for the upper part of the orbital insertion around Kerbin. This will come down as I start layering more nonsense on top of this. Speaking of which, I think I can get away with a regular clampetron. I got a logic and a thinking here. And reaction wheels, regular ones, yeah. And I'm gonna put in a scriptable control surface. This is my KOS core. I've started naming my boot files something sensible. So this is copy and launch. This is copy only. This is launch only. You might recall from the last stream I was getting confused with having... Now I know what they all do. That's the short end of that. And a probe body. And a probe body. And a probe body. And a probe body. There. And then we'll put you in. Oh no, then we'll put, sorry, a 2.5 meter fairing. But this gives me some nice clearance below that. Because we're going to have to enclose all of this stuff. This fairing might not be big enough. We'll see. Oh, I might make it, I might make it. Oh, I'm going to make it. I'm gonna make it. And because we had so much fun last week with big fairings that, you know, we're gonna definitely go big again. Clamshell on. Okay, there is that. And I want to get some struts in there. So I don't like this. And I know that's on the back of a docking port, but those struts will disappear when I undock that. Do you have Habtech 2? I'm not sure what Habtech 2 is there, Linux user. Is that a mod? If it is, then I don't have it. If it's a part, then I'm not sure. I don't have a lot of part mods. I kind of deliberately kept my part mod count low. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. In fact, I'm just going to take out some fuel. Or part mods. I kept part mods pretty low. I want this in around the 1200. Maybe a little more. 2200, I meant. I'll go with that. Thrust away 8.2 should be okay. Oh, it needs a antenna of some kind, doesn't it? Communications 16. Okay. All right, so that is the upper part of the orbital insertion, and transfer vehicle to get out to the moon. And what mass am I up to now? I'm up to 16.5 tons. How am I? Now I look at my booster collection, and I want to be under 16.5 tons because this is already dealing with a lot of it. Oh, I have a big jump from 8 tons to 19.5 tons. Wow. I do have some monsters down here. What about? That is a terrible, ugly thing. Okay. There's a lot here that's not necessary, but we'll stick this all on here for now. Now I'm doing my mental math, which is always scary. I can probably go here-ish. 12 plus 48. Ooh, this is pretty much close. Do I have the thrust I need at the bottom end of this? Oh yeah, easy. I think this is pretty darn close. Maybe add just a little bit more fuel on this lower stage. I can lose this fairing. It's doing me nothing. Actually, maybe not. I don't know why that's there. I'm going to bring that fairing back. We're going to take out... What happens if I get... Here, just a sec. Just want to clean up this. Clean, make it cleaner. Got engine plates, this decoupler. How does that look like? No, that looks like garbage. Okay. Back to the old one that I had there. There we are. The stack. That's a separator. That one. Decoupler. Okay, we're going to get rid of that shroud. I'm going to bring back that fairing that I had there. And the fairing will be my shroud. And you are going out of the staging diagram. Like that. You're going orange. (4,800 meters per second total delta V. I'm not... That needs to go there. I think this is it's a little tight. Maybe a little bit more fuel. Let's just add one more can, because the engine can handle it. There's no reason to get stupid. Just a little bit extra fuel. Okay. Now, given all the troubles I had last time, you may be reluctant to trust me, but I'm thinking I might be. Let's do some action groups. So on 0, actually just you. We will extend that antenna, and just for giggles, we'll open this door even though it in no way needs to be opened. Oh, I should extend... Because I have no... Oh, there's no electricity generation down here. Okay, yeah, that changes things a little. I didn't put... let's get some batteries on this. Doesn't need much, but just this thing will eventually detach and deorbit itself, so I should put something on there. Like just a few of these. And some aux stats will hide in there too. And that covers up this antenna, so we're going to move that antenna to a happier spot. That's happier. Okay. That's better. Back to action group. So on action group 0, that's what happens when we get into space. I'm fine with that. Action group 5 is simply going to be to toggle this crazy fairing. And I don't know. I'm gonna give it a test. We'll start good. We'll be good, and we'll give it a test. Oh, well, how might delta V go down so much? I gotta check thrust to weight. Is that just because of where this fairing is? It is completely a function of where that fairing is. Okay, we'll figure that out later. We'll see what we got when we get into orbit. Bump. This needs to come down. I can always add more fuel. Like you can see, it's a mainsail on the bottom here. Yeah, it is. So I got a lot of thrust on the bottom end. Oh, no. I don't worry. I'm seeing people are thinking I have this upside down. I do not. This thing is not going to do the docking. It's just going to get it to the moon. A little tug that is already there is going to dock at this end, and that's going to maneuver it into place. That's why this has no RCS or anything on it. Okay, we're going to give this a test. And this is just a test. Can this thing get into orbit? Looks extremely stable. I see in the chat. I am hoping. I do not see the roll eyes emoji next to that. I certainly should. Because I am definitely picking up sarcasm on that. It might flip out. That's always a possibility. That's okay. Okay, I think I got an alarm clock open. I don't need that. But what I can do is run, launch. I didn't go down my checklist. You know, I got that whole checklist mod and I never use it, which gets me into trouble. So I should be checking my checklist. Okay, here we go. So this is again... Oh! What happened there? I don't know what happened there. I don't understand what happened there. Could be an engine failure. Did I get an engine failure? Let's restart that. Could have been an engine failure. Possible it might have been an engine failure. That certainly smelt of an engine failure. Kerbalism throws in the odd engine failure. I should maybe upgrade the quality of that mainsail engine. I think it only has a single ignition. Try that again. Run, launch, 0, 80, N. Keep an eye on this engine. You, I think, was the culprit there. Whoa, no. Stability. That, I could see it wobbly. I don't know why. Why is it staging the fairing, though? That is really weird. Oh, look at the Navball. Oh, is the Navball like upside downy? Because it's probably look at the Navball. I did not look at the Navball. That should be the root part, and that should be the control center right there. I don't know if making it the root part makes it the control. I don't know if I can even set it from here. Command? No. Okay. Let's start that again. Look at the Navball. Okay, let's simulate that one more time. The octo was upside down. Yeah, but that's probably because it was going by the octo that was in the payload, not by the octo that was in that carrier vehicle. So it was trying to fly. It was trying to flip it right around. That's probably what it was trying to do. Let's look at the Navball. So the Navball was brown up, I'm assuming. That's never a good look. See if it's blue up now. Now it's blue up. So for people that might have missed what was going on there in the chat, and the explanation is There is 2 probe bodies on this thing. There's one in this carrier vehicle here, but then there's one in the payload that's upside down, and I think it was trying to fly by the payload one, which means, oh, I'm completely the wrong way around, says the launch program. Yeah. Oh, going to negative 80 kilometer altitude. Hey, there we go. There we go. So, yeah. Blew up. First rule of rockets. Pointy end goes up. Okay, so I'm going to see if this will fly without tail fins. So the one I was doing last week, which I had so much trouble with, had to do with upside down fairings. I had some upside down fairing bases in there, and that's what was causing all of that flipping out last week. And somebody mentioned that in the comments section for that stream, and I flipped them around and they worked perfectly great, even without putting on tail fins on the back. So I'm hoping this one will be a very similar experience. We'll find out. We'll see. But I do have a little short of me launching the improved version of last week's one that's coming out tomorrow, I think. Yeah, it is. So that one from last week did end up flying normal-like, completely on the script. Didn't need tail fins on the bottom. Though I think if a computer script isn't flying it, if a human was flying this, I probably would put some tail fins on the bottom. Oh, I do not have... Do I have a smart... Oh, I do have a smart part on there. Good, good, good. So do not put large upside down fairings is the moral of that story. All right. Somehow having the fairing upside down just, I think, generates way more drag. All right, so far so good. Eyes be pretty happy. So if this thing gets to orbit and has in around 1,200 meters per second when it's all said and done left in the vehicle, then I am happy. If not, I'm gonna have to stick in a something there. It's just I'm not quite so sure what it's gonna take to get up because this fairing's being staged by an action group and it's not being phased at the end like this. Okay, we're about to lose this big thing. And going on to our upper stage, which should happen automatically. Right? Okay, it didn't. I had to do that manually. I don't know why. And then it staged the fairing. That came out very nice. Very nice. Nothing broke. Sometimes these solar panels can, I've had that. All right. It's funny, this Cheetah engine, somebody suggested this, and I can tell, I know we're in this stupid liney wireframe mode, but this is not the waterfall plume, because waterfall doesn't support this Cheetah engine, which comes with the Making History DLC, I think. And somebody suggested that I should put in Real Plume as well as Waterfall, and Real Plume will pick up that slack. We'll see this when we launch it for real, because this is actually filling me... I'm being brimmed with confidence that I'm going to get up there and have tons and tons and tons of fuel left. Okay, we're almost at our target apoapsis, and we're at 65 kilometers, so we're almost at space. This is the way it should work. Amazing. Okay, and it lights itself up and is deploying some stuff. Oh, I think I only had it deploy that one antenna. There's the upside down probe body that was messing it up so much. What do we got? We got 150 meters left to do, meters per second left, and there's still 1650. So we are golden. We are golden. We are going to terminate this simulation. We're going to do this. We're going to do this, do this, do this, do this. Did I push the button? Push the button. Okay, so first of all, I think we are in the nighttime, so I'm gonna speed up to sunrise. I don't want to do a night launch. I'm sort of neither here nor there on the wireframes. I could turn that wireframey stuff off. But some people seem to really like it. It does get kind of tiring. Oh, what do we got? We are looking at the power hub right there. That is what we're launching. Launch that vehicle. Nobody's aboard. Smart parts are bugged. I don't know. I've had some advice, and I think it's probably good advice on the smart parts, but sometimes the smart parts go and sometimes they don't. But I also find sometimes with smart parts, do you ever have the situation where you have to stage twice to get something to stage? And I think that's what happens sometimes, is I think smart parts is doing some of the staging, is staging once, but it just needs to stage again, and of course it's not going to do that. That's my theory as to what's happening. Okay, that's all good. Let's do this. So now we get to see this for real. Well, you know, it's still a game. Pseudo-real. And I got a comment from my last stream that my rockets are ugly. I will admit that they are a little dull. I'm not going to argue with that. They are simplistic, but I don't know ugly. I wouldn't use the ugly word. They are certainly functional. Pointy end up and flamey end down. Are smart parts on my checklist? Yeah, they are on my checklist, I'm pretty sure. But you know what the thing to do is here. If we look at the smart part, here's the smart part. When we get close to smart part time, look for the little red. A little red light comes on. I don't think it says whether it's part. No. But a little red light comes on, and if the little red light on the smart part comes on, that means it's done its job. So we'll see if that happens. How do I make such beautiful stations? I don't know how beautiful they are. I mean, honestly, I never have a plan when it comes to stations. I just simply stick what's needed together the best I can. I really do enjoy the process of building stations. I love the maneuvering. I love the docking. So that's really more kind of what it is. Whether they're beautiful or not, I don't know. Okay, watching this. So we're gonna watch that smart part. I'll zoom in on the smart part and see if it does its job. The little red light comes on the smart part, and it is doing its job. Oh yeah, you gotta, I see the, yeah, move and rotate are quite a bit first. You gotta know the move tool and the rotate tool. Okay, we're gonna look right there. We're gonna see if that little red light on you comes on. See that? See the little red light? If that comes on, smart part did its job. It's something else. Oh! I didn't do that. It did it that time. I didn't see if... I wasn't watching close enough to see if the red light came on or not, but I did not do that staging. It staged, so... I don't know. Okay. Well, KSP beginner, it just takes practice. That's all. That's really all it takes. It's not intuitive maneuvering around in space. That's why the vast majority of video games that has you maneuvering around in space design their games around your intuition rather than how it actually works. Oh, here you can see the stock plume on that Cheetah engine, the non-waterfallish plume. Oh, wow. All right, where are we at here? We 76 kilometers on the apoapsis, so we're going to be cutting that pretty soon. And that's that. Okay. And get up into space. And there we go. And we will, I'm looking at the time, we'll definitely attach this to the station. And I think the next module is going to have to be for next week. And just a quick reminder that I said next week, and the thing I'm about to say next is there is no stream next week. As I mentioned at the very beginning of the stream, though I suspect most people probably missed that, is I'm going on a vacation starting tomorrow. I'm going to be gone from my PC for 2 weeks, so no stream next week, no stream the week after that, but then we'll pick it up the week after that one, whatever date that comes out to be. So I'm going to be off for 2 weeks from streaming. That's what the long and the short of all that is. All right, so here we go. Oh, I never did upgrade this engine. What's the engine ignitions? 11. Okay, I'm going to have to be conscious of that. I should have upgraded that engine. All right. We've done that part, Let's get out to the moon. I should put this, I'm going to keep those Gigantors retracted, and we're going to use these little Oxstats here for our electrical generation needs. But right now, we're simply heading this way, of course. I should have upgraded the Cheetah. I'm going to have to do some vessel nursing. Oh, there's another thing. I got me an idea. Okay, so our target, just to sort of, this is going to, okay. First I'm going to set this up, and then I'm going to explain something. Because I realized I can do this a lot more efficiently with a very simple thing I'm about to do. Okay, so we're first going to aim this to be smacking into the moon. Again, we won't actually hit the moon, but we'll do a correction. But our target is this. Believe it or not, that's our station. That's the reason why this thing has a Procore on it, so that we can rename that something other than the ARM-1, which is the vessel that's on it. So we are coming into the station. It would be lovely if our incoming trajectory was right along the same plane as this station. That it's not would necessitate doing a plane change, but there's nothing to stop me from going to that maneuver and simply popping ahead orbits. Thank you very much, Tony Stark, for your for your support there. That's very much appreciated. So if I pop ahead, I think I pop ahead like 4 or 5 orbits there. Now that incoming trajectory is, well, it came out closer. It was either going to, yeah, it does. It rotates around this way. So I'm just putting off the burn to further into the future, because at that time the moon will have moved out more this way, and then our orientation with the moon would be slightly different. And you can actually get this. I think I might have gone too far. I definitely went too far. Let's go back. Go back 3 orbits. Head in orbit. 1 more orbit. That's pretty close. This is the incoming one. Okay, let's do some fine tuning. But this will really save me on this rendezvous if I don't have to make big plane changes. Hence why you do it. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely take off some of this burn here. So a little bit of an angle. We'll see if it's better on the next orbit. So I'm going to pop ahead in orbit. Then we'll just adjust the timing here a little bit. No, that's way worse. See how we're way on the other side. So back, back. If I give more prograde, does that make it better or worse? I think I'm going to live with what I got. I think it's a pretty tiny little angle there. I say I'm going to live with what I got, and then what do? I just keep fiddling more. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's like, I'm glad I did that fiddling. That's like bang on now. Beautiful. That's what you want, right? Coming right in on that yellow one. Okay, but that's now coming up in 3 hours and 50 minutes because we're going to be doing some how does that compare with the other burns I got happening? Still good. Okay, so that's still coming up. Let's put this on free view and time warp. Fiddler in space. Yeah, that's me. I can be endlessly fiddling if people will let me fiddle. I love my fiddling. One thing I'm a little concerned with is the number of ignitions on that. I should have upgraded the number of ignitions. It's got, oh, it's 11 ignitions. Didn't it say 7 just before? Oh, maybe, okay, 11 should be okay. Okay. Just check our thingy here. Yep. Let's get to 1 minute before the burn. Extend the solar panels. I don't need to extend the solar panels. Here, let me get the burn started. We'll run our maneuver executor here. What'd I do? Oh, switch to 1? Did I do something? It's... Oh, I think I messed up. I don't have it. Okay. It's not there. Okay. Switch. I know what it... Well, I obviously messed up my boot script, which was supposed to copy the appropriate file over, and it didn't. Is it there now? Yes. Run Xman. There it goes. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. Now we're good. Ooh, not 12 seconds to the burn too, so not just in time. Oh yeah, extending the. I'm not going to extend those. I got the aux stats going here, and they're enough to power just the communications and navigation-y stuff that it needs to do now. So I don't need to extend these guys. I will when we get out there. And definitely when I start running these experiments that I ultimately plan on running, I will definitely need those these Gigantors, but not right now. Same thing, I'm not going to extend this antenna because I don't need it. I have the Communitron antenna down here, which is fine for communication. And I have over 50,000 units of electric charge. And it's over here it'll tell me. Oh, the charge says perpetual, but yeah, it's gonna take a long time to run down those batteries. I don't have to worry about that for a while. I like these batteries though. I like these sort of barrel batteries. Those are great. How do we do? Gonna give it just a little bit more. Undercook that just a bit. Turn that thrust limiter right down. There we go. Okay. That can go here. All right. Next, we need to do a correction out here. And here's where you really want to pay attention. This guy's going around in this direction, so we definitely need to bring our trajectory towards the south. I have done it before where I wasn't paying attention to that and brought the trajectory the wrong way, only to find that I have a 180-degree plane difference. We're way out from each other. That's not good. Okay, let's see. I can play with the timing and try and get this as efficient as I can. Oh, it's pretty close to the right spot. I always sort of get it pretty close to the right spot. But I only got a 0.2 degree inclination difference. Like, that's amazing. I'm really happy with that. So we want this oops, I'm hitting the wrong. Oh, I'm doing the wrong. I'm hitting, oh my God, I'm hitting prograde retrograde. I need to hit the normal, silly. This one. There we go. So this is just coming in, just touching the orbit there. That feels about right. Okay. I'm going to do a quick save in case I muff something here. And we're going to do, okay, I got to put up this thrust limiter because this is saying it's a stupidly short burn. I'm going to do this one by hand. I want to save ignitions. So we're going to just go out there. This was purely anti-normal, so it should just be like this. Yep. Oh, I hit all the radiation pulse. I'm doing this one by hand because I don't want to... When I do with the script, I often have to do a little bit more. I'm going to try and do this perfect-like with just one go at this. I'm happy. I'm a happy guy. Oh, it's a little off that way, but that's okay. All right, let's get out there. Solar panel should be good just like that. So solar panel, add a maneuver for the SOI change. Still coming up before anybody else. There we go, we've just crossed. So what I can see here is I got to make a little bit of a radial adjustment, I think. Oh my gosh, I got too many lines. It's hurting me. I think I need to burn radially. Which way am I coming? Oh, not radially. Normally. Anti-normal. Just the way I'm doing it, I think. Yes, so let's turn this right down. Basically, I want to pull this trajectory just this way. Towards there, so that they're meeting. So I just turn my thrust limiter way down. This is where RCS is really useful, but I don't have any RCS on this. I'm perfectly good with that. And now we're going to set up our rendezvous. You can see the approach indicator going round and round and round, and you bring it down as low as you can. That's probably the one. I bet you I can't get any lower. No, definitely not. So come back this way. .4 kilometer separation. Let's see how low we can get it. Oops. .2, that's fine. 1.2 kilometer separation, so that's good, that's good, that's good. I should point this way, maybe? That way, maybe. Again, I'm looking at the solar panels. I want to make sure those solar panels are decently exposed. Okay, put that back up. 14-second burn. Could be actually shorter than that. 20-second burn. That seems good. Okay. F5, we're going to go perform that burn. Yeah, electrical panels. Good. Yep. Let's do it. You're going to come under the moon. Give control back to my script. It should perform this without too much trouble. Get her out there. And that's going to be docking time. Rendezvous and docking time. Rockin' and dockin'. All right. What do we got? 15 seconds to the burn. Yeah, we'll just let it go. How many ignitions now? 7. I think we'll be okay. I'm going to have to be careful when I'm going to match velocities. You know what's something I made a note to myself and completely neglected to do is I wanted to bring up a little bit of monoprop with this, and I didn't put any monoprop on here. And not for this thing, but I know that the little tug is it's got enough for this, but it doesn't have a ton, and it would be a good idea to bring up just a little bit more. Got a 1.4 kilometer separation. I'm perfectly happy with that. Put this now on here. And now you can get, this is the same thing we did at the beginning of the stream. You know, the idea here is there's our station. That's not a station. There's our station, and here is our hub coming up. Our power hub coming up. And so we're coming up in this lazy orbit to slow us down, and in the timing it in such a way so that when we come around, we shall meet right up. This is a trick that just happens again and again and again. And it just makes your rendezvous so much easier once you sort of have it. All I see is the Nerve 1. That's Bill and Jeb. Uh-oh. Am I got an alarm coming up? Nerve 1 maneuver node coming up. Okay, we're good. We're good. They're still half an hour away. Okay, we're going to do that. That's what happens when you have too many... Okay. I've been forgetting about Bill and Jeb. And those guys are still... They're half an hour away from their maneuver. Bill and Jeb have a maneuver, though. So they got a maneuver coming up in just a couple minutes. Okay. Okay. We're cool. We're all good. Pushing the wrong buttons. That button. Okay. Okay. So this, if I'm not mistaken, let's turn all the nonsense off, is our burn to get us out to the moon. We'll be there in 4 days. Goody good good. So they can help supervise, but they'll have tons of electricity when they're there, that's for sure. Actually, these guys have a lot of monopropellant aboard, so they can share some of their monopropellant with that little tug. All right, so that's okay. Coming around full circle. Now it's only what was that, like 150, 160 meters per second, because they've already done a good chunk of the burn to get out there. Now these guys won't be docking today. They will have to be for the next stream. Should focus this on the moon. Oh, here we go. Okay, we'll use a little RCS maybe to... Oh yeah, that's the trick. RCS is great because you have unlimited ignitions with RCS, so it's very useful. Okay. There we go. They clearly have to make a inclination change here. I don't know why those things were all moving around. Where's our station? So here's our station. Now, unfortunately, because this was, I think it was pretty much impossible to time when they're at periapsis and to get to the moon and to get a nice low encounter angle. I think that's just what it is. So they're going to have to make some sort of plane change, but thankfully, they have a lot of fuel. So that's not going to be a problem. So we're just going to bring up our periapsis. Our closest approach. Oh my gosh, you're going to have to make some kind of monstrous... Oh, I'm doing the... Okay. I'm looking at the AN. I want the AN just to touch, because what that will mean is that the DM will be way out here somewhere when we go to our cat. We'll have to do some plane changing. We're going to have to do some shenanigans, but that's going to have to be for the next stream. For now, we're just setting this up. Oh, wait, I should still look to see if I can get this in the... Ah, it's pretty close to the right spot. That's pretty good. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll have to do some messing about. Roll you for the solar panel. And give me an alarm for that. That's coming up in 2 hours and 26 minutes. In the meantime, we can get back to our power hub. What's the mission? The mission is mostly, I got a lot of stuff kind of on their way to the moon. Well, okay, let's be frank. I got a power hub right here who has arrived at the moon, is about to rendezvous with the beginnings of a station. It's a bit of a schmoz, but it's starting to hopefully resemble a station pretty soon. I got Jeb and Bill on their way to the moon to help supervise, though some of the stuff is clearly going to be happening before they get there. I got a rover, which I should be sending to the moon. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So, a lot of stuff going on here. So, these guys are still 25 minutes away. Getting in nice and close. So we got a rendezvous coming up. A docking coming up. There's our station right below us. I mean that in a very loosey-goosey kind of way. Okay. So, again, I'm going to check ignitions because I'm a little paranoid. 6 ignitions. I want to really minimize ignitions, so I think I should let myself get closer. Our encounter speed 62 meters per second, so as long as I can knock that off pretty quick, I should be fine. Lots of fuel, 413. The last thing this thing needs is an engine failure. I mean, at least it's got its capture, so we could make it all work if it gets an engine failure, but I prefer that not to happen. Okay. Push the retrograde icon towards the more speed, not enough. Towards the retrograde target icon, while I am also trying to knock off velocity. Just got some rendering action happening there. Okay, 54 seconds away from our target. Now we're down to 66 meter closest approach. What's this? Put this on. That should be better. No, put it on orbital. That's better. Oh my god, I don't know what's going on with the camera. You're making me dizzy. Okay, so we're coming up to our asteroid here. All I want to do is bring it up a stop alongside, and then the little tug's going to come over and do the rest of the work. I should not aim straight at the asteroid now I'm thinking about it. Oh, I overdid it. That's always a good shot. I wasn't paying attention and I went too far. Okay. Oh, I know why the camera's all wacky, because we're in a polar orbit. The camera always does weird things in polar orbit. Okay. Alright, so there's an asteroid there, and there's stuff stuck to it. So let's get ourselves closer. I got my speed down really low, so like if I happen to all of a sudden lose an ignition, my little tug should be able to catch up. Okay, so this is the chunk that we saw in the spaceplane hangar. Below it. And above it, I can really scroll out, there's the actual vehicle that got that thing here. But I think I'm just going to come in nice and close. I'm going to do one more burn. 2 ignitions left. These ignitions can't be taken as carte blanche. You can get, it's just the probability of failure increases as you get closer and closer to 0. It could fail after you get to 0. It might fail before. But I think we're okay anyway. Our speed is so low, the little tug can come get it. I think I'm just going to pause it right here. I think so. So we're just going to bring our relative velocity down to a 0. Oh, what did I do? Oh my gosh. I went to hit X and I think I hit Z. This is not... Okay, I'm done. I'm done with you. Little tug, where are you? Little tug, where are you? Right here. Undock you, little tug. Okay, I need to turn on his reaction wheels. Okay. And we'll control from here. You can use either end as the front. There's really no difference. Okay, where is our... There. Set that as a target. Let's go. Let's go, little tug. Oh, my SAS is off. Okay, we gotta go that away. And of course, what do we got but a great big giant rock in our way? Why is RCS not working? It's got monopropellant. Okay, for some reason, my RCS is not working. RCS on. I have control. RCS disabled. Who did that? Did I do that? Do I have to do that on all of them? Still don't have it. RCS. I don't know why it's like this. Enabled. It's been a long time since I used this tug, so I might have done something at some... Oh, maybe I know why. I might know why it's like that. Okay, how's this now? There we go. We're off. We're off, we're off, we're off. I know why. I was probably in maneuvering the asteroid here. Oh boy. Other way. Don't hit the rock. Dun da 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 da. Okay. It was probably in maneuvering the asteroid here, and I was probably using RCS just to turn the asteroid the way I wanted it to. And it was probably using up, and I wanted to save monopropellant. So that's my guess as to why the RCS is off. It's working now. Working now. This is turning into a practical little tug. You like that rock flyby? That could have gone worse. That could have gone a lot worse. I was actually looking at the Navball and just sort of aiming to the target and not really paying attention to where the rock was. So I noticed at the last minute that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of like skimming that rock. Okay, here we go. Now, once we're connected, all of our RCS is at the back here. So this might not be... It's not going to be a balanced system, but we should be able to get the job done. And I'll probably get Bill to remove the port that's at the end of this truss because I just don't like it. Alright, so now I should be able to go down here and hit undock on all this. There we go, and I'm on the wrong vessel. Right, and RCS on, and back away. There we go. See? Now we'll control from here. And let's go to this one. Right there. Set that as a target. Whip you around. Reaction wheels are great. Don't clonk that on the bottom. Whoa! Oh my god, I just docked with it. That was not my intent. That was not my intent. Okay, let's try that again. That's funny. Just accidentally docked with it there. Okay, so I do have one little mod to help with docking called, oh my god, things are shaky. Called, oh, you know why? Let's undo these reaction wheels. Got too many reaction wheels. Nope, nope, nope. That one. Okay. Okay. I don't know which way I'm going. Oh, I see the RCS. I see the prograde vector on the Navball and just bringing it in where it needs to be. There we go. Now we're going in the right direction. There we go. And I want to roll it this way. So I do have one mod installed called Navball Docking Alignment Indicator. All it does is put in that little red icon there to help me line up docking ports. That's its entire purpose. Aim the camera this way, just so I can see the front. There we go. And now we are moving in the right way. I think everything looks pretty good. Now what I want to do, before I get any further, am I risking too much by turning these reactions? No. Doing too many things at the same time. There's more reaction wheels up there at the top. I want to turn them off and have the whole station just run on these reaction wheels, but I'll do it after this is all taken care of. Alright, where are we? We're good. We're almost there. This is going fine. And we'll orient the station so it doesn't look like it's listing. Though I know that doesn't really matter, but keep the impression that we have some control over it. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Boink. Okay, beautiful, 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 happy. Okay, what I want to do before I do anything else is turn off these reaction wheels. And there's a double set of them up here. Because I wanted this thing to have a lot of torque because it was an asteroid slinger. There we go. I think that is all the reaction wheels I got to worry about. So now we will aim back down here. There we go. Extend our solar panels. Just for look-sees, not that it's really generating any power. We're going to rename this right now. This is, I think it's under command. Rename the vessel. This is the, what I call it? The OHC? Oh my gosh, I should, it was the name of the asteroid, for goodness sakes, and now I'm forgetting what it was called. Can I do this? Here it is. OHC. Yep. So we're renaming this. Rename. OHC station. This is now a station. And shall be forevermore a station. Okay. And then I want to orient this a little bit nicer. How can we orient this a little bit better? Just for looks. Let's control from the bottom here. Now this is not... These are the only set of reaction wheels. They seem to be doing the job. So clearly, I don't know if it's a station really yet because there's nowhere for Kerbals to live. But, I mean, it's an approximation of a station. Just trying to get it so that this part would be due north, like vertical, north-south. I need to come this way. It's not exactly... This thing's not exactly nimble. That probably goes without saying. That's looking pretty good. Oh, you know what you can do? You can look at your latitude, 74 degrees. This should be on about 74. It is. Yeah, that's good. Going to do the time warp trick to kind of freeze it. There we go. There we go. There is the beginnings of what I'm going to call a station. Got to bring up some form of habitation module up here as well. We're going to do all kinds of sciencey stuff. Bill and Jeb are on their way here in addition to that. And that's really going to be the focus of the next stream. Oh, engine off? Oh, yeah. I should... Ooh, there is an engine on way up here. Thank you, whoever said engine off. Shut down that engine. Okay. We'll deorbit this little tug at some later date. But in the meantime, we're going to be calling this, again, no stream next week, no stream the week after that, but a stream the week after that. So we'll see everybody again, I hope, in 3 weeks. In the meantime, thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody watching this at a later date. And a special thank you to all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who continue to support me to do dumb things like what we see here. In the meantime, have yourself a fabulous time, and we will see you again in 3 weeks. Bye, everybody.